that maybe we do not know how to receive. It is raining outside. I put my cup outside, but upside down. 2 hours later I go back, the cup is empty. I start saying to the rain, "Oh rain, please fill my cup. Please, my next door neighbor, he put his cup, it is filled. The other one, it is filled. Mine, it is empty. Please rain, fill my cup also." What is the point of that prayer? And no amount of prayer is going to fill my cup. I have to straighten it. And that is my job. I have to become receptive. I have to want it. A seeker went to Baba Free. He had heard of his reputation. He is a great master. He is a perfect master. And he said to Baba Free, "Please initiate me. Make me your disciple." And Baba Free says, "Well, at the moment I'm busy. I'm going for a swim, but you're welcome to come with me." So the man follows him. Baba Free goes for a swim. And he invites that seeker that if you want to, you are welcome to join me. And the man also enters the water. At the first opportunity, Baba Free takes his head and holds it underwater. And the man is struggling for breath. His life is at stake. And that makes us pretty real when our life is at stake. In Sangat, is our life at stake? And the man is struggling to get free. Finally, he manages to get free. He breathes in air. And he looks at Baba Free. And he says, "You are a madman. I thought you was a saint. I thought you was a master. I thought you would help me. Instead, you are trying to kill me." Masters have their own methods. And with each disciple, they work individually. So Baba Free said, "I am trying to teach you something. Answer one question. When your head was underwater, what was you thinking? What thoughts went through your head? What did you want? Did you want more money? More things?" He said, "No. Only one thing, my next breath. Nothing else. All other thoughts left, just one thought, that I may get free and breathe my next breath." And Baba Free said, when you want God as much as you wanted your next breath, then come. Then come back to me. Then you are real. Then you will attain. Do not come like this. Because your asking is false. You are pretending. You don't really want God. You must have heard about me. You must have come because of my reputation, not because you really want it. And we have to look within ourselves. What do we really want? ਭੁੱਖੇ ਲਈ ਰੋਟੀ, ਪਿਆਸੀ ਲਈ ਪਾਣੀ। ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਬੰਦਾ ਅਸਲ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕੀ ਹਾਂ? ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਹੀ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ। What do we really want? Food is there for the hungry, water for the thirsty, But what do we really seek? We get what we truly want. But we cannot pretend here. God looks through the pretense. The Master looks through the pretense and sees the reality. We get what we really want. There was a child. He started to cry. He fell down, he started to cry. His mother came running from the kitchen, picked him up, comforted him. They went back in the kitchen, and the mother had put some milk on, and it had boiled over. And the mother doesn't care because the child comes first. And the child is surprised. He says, "Mother, do you love me so much? More than this milk?" And the mother said, "I love you far more than this milk." The next day, the child decided to test this love. What is this love? How much does she really love me? So he started to cry. Mother never came. And he cried louder, still she never came. So he starts to wonder, maybe she is doing something really important today. He goes into the kitchen. He says, "Mother, what are you doing?" She says, "I'm making some lentils." He says, "Are they really expensive? Are they really valuable? More than milk?" She said, "No." He said, I cried so much, I cried so loudly, you never came. Yesterday you came running, today you never came. Why?" And the mother said, "Today you were pretending. Today it was a test. Your tears were not real. They were not from the core of your heart. They were simply on the surface. And surface tears do not touch God, and they don't touch the Master. The Master seeks realness. And if he finds one real disciple in his whole lifetime, his mission is accomplished. But actually he is trying to convert us all into being real. But we continue with the pretense. "Oh Master, please do this, please give me grace." The grace is there. Can we receive it? Suppose I live in a house. My curtains are closed, so it's dark inside. I go to my neighbor's house, and it is full of light. The sun is shining, it is so bright. I go to my other neighbor's house. Again, his curtains are open, so much light. I go back to my house. I get down on my knees, and I start to pray to the sun. "Oh, please, come into my house also. I beg you." Is my prayer going to be answered? Is it the fault of the sun that my house is dark? No. It is because of the curtains. And all I have to do is open the curtains. Prayer is not going to do it. Prayer may get me to the point of opening the curtains, but I have to open them. And in the same way, the barrier between me and God is ego. Those curtains are ego, which parda homme paye. Homme, ego, is the barrier, the curtain between me and God. Masters experience God everywhere. They see oneness. We see many. The truth is the oneness. But we get caught up in complicated theories to keep us away from becoming real. We don't need any complicated theories. We don't need to read so many books and become so knowledgeable. Truth is very simple. It is here. It is not far away. We make it far away. We make everything very distant. God is far away, He is in Sachkhand, I am here. How am I going to get there? It's going to be a very hard struggle to leave here and get there. But in the Jap Sahib it says that Rabb is Athai. He is beyond space. He is beyond time. He is not in any particular time or in any particular space. Masters experience Sachkhand as here, not there. There is no there. There's no journey. The journey is an inner journey. The journey is losing the ego and seeing the truth. The scriptures is full of all these descriptions. Kabir gives an example. He says, Kabir haj kabbe hon jaye tha, aage milya khudaye. It's symbolic. He says, I was going to Mecca for a pilgrimage. On the way I met God. Kabir haj kabbe hon jaye tha, aage milya khudaye, sai mujhse lar padya. Tuj kin farmai gaye. Kenda Rabb mein lar paya. ਵੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਨ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਥਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਕਾਬੇ ਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹਾਂ God had an argument with me. He said, who told you I was just in Mecca? I am everywhere. Why are you going to one place to seek me? I am here. You see, God is not lost. We are lost. God is already here. Kabir gives another example. He says the fish is in the water and it is saying, I'm thirsty. And Kabir just laughs. Kabira dekh dekh aave hasi. Bada hasa aunda. Ki machhi pani vich ya kendi ke main pyasi. Te Kabir machhi di gal nahi karde, sadi karde ya. Kabir says the fish is in the water and it says, I am thirsty. And I just laugh. How can it be thirsty? God is everywhere. We say it, but we don't understand what we are saying. But we are looking for Him in a specific place. Kabir says, I just laugh. God is everywhere. And yet because I don't experience Him, I start looking for Him in one specific place. He must be somewhere hidden. He's not hidden. But my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. The curtains are closed. And the barrier is the ego. Jako jogi khojat hare payo nahi te para. Jinu labde kende yogi har gaye, oda par, oda ant nahi pa sake. So swami tum nikt peshano roop rekhte nyara. ਉਹ ਰੱਬ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਰੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਰੂਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ The ninth guru is saying that the God which the yogis could not find, they searched everywhere, they could not find his end, his limit. That God is here. He has no form, he is beyond form. The master comes as an agent. He comes in form to take us to the formless, to get us to experience the same thing which he experiences, which is God everywhere. Kat kat mein harju vase santan kyo pakar. Sant pakar pakar ke kende hai te wo ta har ek jagah tu pata nahi kithe labna. God is everywhere. He resides in everyone, but we are looking for him in one place. We make him far away. In the Sukhmani Sahib it says, Jo thakar sad sada hujura, tako andha janat dura. Jada Rabb kende ithe ya, hazri de vich ya, hazuri vich ya, kite dur nahi. The God who is ever present, Taku anda janat dura. The blind man thinks he is far away. The blind man, meaning us, thinks he is far away. But he is here. It is written everywhere, but we don't want the message. Because we have our own idea, our own concept, and we don't want to let go of our concepts. And to get to the truth, the Master's truth, we first have to lose our concepts, our ideas of what we think the path is. The path is not what we think it is. It is like we are trying to follow somebody, but we are trying to tell them what the path is. We are trying to tell the Master that this is the path, which is our concept of it. There was a man who's looking for God. He goes to a master. The master gives him a method. But he doesn't like the method. The master says, take a mirror and look deep within the mirror and ask one question, who am I? So the disciple says, it cannot be like this. I have read so many books, I have read so many scriptures, this is not mentioned anywhere. You have to do surveys. There was a disciple of Kabir, he did 15 years surveys. It cannot be this simple. And the master said, all right, go to another master. That's what we are doing. We go with our concept, our idea. So he went to another master. And the second one said, look, you have to serve me first for 15 years. Then you will meet God. Very well. Because now it meets his concept. So is a seeker really seeking truth? Or is he seeking somebody to verify his own concepts? So he serves for 15 years. After 15 years, nothing happens. Again, he goes to the master. He says, look, I've done the 15 years. Now what? And the master said, take a mirror and look deep within the mirror and say, who am I? He said, but somebody told me this 15 years ago. Why have I wasted 15 years doing service for nothing? He said, it's not for nothing. You were not ready for truth. If that man gave you the truth, why did you not follow? You wanted to follow your own mind. And through 15 years, you have now lost the mind. The Badshah, the king of Bukhara, went to Kabir the same way. To lose the ego, he had to serve for so many years. After a number of years, Loi said to Kabir that it looks like he has lost the ego. He said, I don't think so. She says, well, how do we find out? He says, throw some dust over him. Let's see what happens. So she takes the rubbish and dumps it on him. And he says, look, if I was a king now, I would cut you to pieces. He says, I told you, the ego is still there. When the ego disappears, we become disciples. But we want to keep the ego and to meet God. It cannot happen. It is not possible. Kabir says that when I was, you were not. Now you are, I'm not. That while my ego is here, God will not come. Now I have let go of the ego. Now whatever is happening, God is doing it. We call it nekarmi. Nekarmi means beyond karam. You cannot have karam if you are not the doer. If you have let go of the fruits of your actions, you are simply doing whatever God gets you to do. That is what seva means. The master says, do this, you do it. He says, do this, you do it. Paint this door yellow, you paint it. Somebody comes along, paint it blue now, you paint it. It's not your door. Why should you care? Just do it. But do we do that? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And then bring that same thing into our life. God is the doer, I'm his servant. That's surrender. But surrender is not something that is done consciously. It is something that happens when effort ceases. When effort fails. What is meditation? I am doing meditation. And in that my ego is strengthened. I am doing meditation. But we fail miserably in trying to still the mind. And finally we surrender. That I cannot do it. I have tried and tried and tried, I cannot. Then the master takes over. And the point is to get to that point where our effort fails and we become puppets in his hand. And we are no longer concerned about the things that we were worried about. Kabir says that I have left all my chinta, all my worries. Now God worries about me. Radha Soami.
Project Celebrate Pain.